We are in the heart of the Okanagan, on the shore of Lake Okanagan. We are in Kelowna for this year's Montana's Brier. It's an event engraved on our nation, and a select few names are engraved on this trophy. An event steeped in history, where the country's best compete. Names that will go down in history, and moments that will never be forgotten. And it happens here. This year, 18 teams will battle to see who will be the best, and one team will try to add to an astonishing run. And it's a win and a 6th Canadian championship for Brad Guzzo. We have arrived in Kelowna. The Montana's Brier is next. And our home for the entire Brier is Prospera Place, celebrating its 25th anniversary. A wonderful building home to the Kelowna Rockets of the Western Hockey League. As we come inside and say hello, Canada, on this Friday night, welcome to our opening evening of the Montana's Brier. Joe, Russ, we'll hear from Kathy. Our entire crew made their way from Thunder Bay now for this year's Brier. I have to tell you something. When you and I walked in, the smile on Russ's face, there's just something about the Brier, isn't it?
There just is, and it's so hard to explain to people, but anybody that curls knows, anybody from Canada knows this is the spot, the pride, the tradition. It's just an honor to play in the Brier, and like you say, not too many people get to do it. You get the best fans, you get the best ice, the best players, and it's just, give me a minute, I want to go through a few.
Just like the Scotties, 18 teams, 2 pools of 9. And in Pool A, well, Joe, it is as deep as Lake Okanagan.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time picking here. I'm looking at the top 5 in this pool, and it's hard to choose. You've got Gushu looking for his 7th title. Dunstone, number 1 ranked team in Canada. John Epping, Kevin Cooey, Reed Carruthers. So much experience at the Brier, but there's always room for a surprise.
Pool B, well, keep in mind now there are 5 rookie skips. 4 of them are in Pool B.
Yeah, that's what makes this one wide open. It certainly does. But when you go back to experience, it's Jacobs, McEwen. They jump off the page for sure. If we award them 2 spots, and that's a big if, the next 4 are so close. Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, all young, all hungry, all talented. It's going to be a blast.
Our feature game to start the evening is the Alberta champion, Kevin Cooey, against Matt Dunstone. For Cooey, last year's 2-6, he said he hit rock bottom.
Yeah, and you have to think this is a redemption tour for Kevin Cooey. Went through the headache of making a player change only weeks into the season. He wants to be back here. Added Aaron Sachinsky from Alberta. This team is better, and he is looking to improve on that record from last year.
Dunstone was the runner-up 2 years ago. He, too, has made a change, and at the front end.
Perfect timing. E.J. Harnden back with his brother, the Brush brothers, the gold medal brothers, and they've, since the change, they've been the best team in the country.
So why so many changes in curling? Well, it all has to do with the curling trials and being the best you can be. Of course, they're coming up in Halifax. We only know 2 teams, Jacobs, Guzzo. 6 names remain on that bingo card, and we're filling out 1 name. It's the sponsor's name. Welcome, Montana's Barbecue and Bar. They are the sponsor of this year's curling trials to be played in Halifax, November 22nd through the 30th. For 30 weeks leading up to those trials, you'll have a chance to participate in the Ribs to Riches contest. And on the final weekend, 1 person will have a chance for a draw to the button for $1 million. Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. Welcome to the Canadian Curling Trials.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
And all the games on the ice are from Pool A. The only team not playing, Shane Latimer and the team from Iqaluit, as we say good evening to Catherine.
Hey, Victor. Well, in a year of change, Reed Carruthers has had the most 3 different players. The latest addition, BJ Neufeld, just before provincials. What a difference he make. They will take on the Brier rookie skip in Cam DeYoung. Brad Gushue trying to win another one. Made also changes this year, bringing in Brendan Botcha to replace EJ Harnden. The talent is there. The chemistry is a question mark. They will face a fellow Newfoundlander in Ty DeLello. And finally, John Epping from Northern Ontario, still wondering if he has the right jacket on. After all those years from Ontario, will face an always feisty New Brunswick, James Grattan.
Time to meet the teams now, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. The Alberta champions from the Glencoe Club in Calgary, skipped by Kevin Cooey and backed up by Karik Martin, Tyler Tardy, and Aaron Sluginski, who was the winner of Alberta a year ago. Matt Dunstone, number 1 in Canada, out of the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, skipped by Dunstone. And now there they are, the Brush brothers. Ryan E.J. Harnden has joined the team, and Colton Lott moves up now to throw the 3rd stars. And it is Cooey that has won the draw to the button, and so he will have the last drop. Look at that. And remember, too, that these numbers may pay a dividend at the end of all this. 3 teams move out or qualify. If there is an unbreakable tie, it will come down to those last draw numbers. To get us underway on this first evening of the Montana's Brier, the Dunstone lead is Ryan Harnden.
We talk about all the team changes and everybody jockeying for the best lineup. We might have the best lineup we've ever had in the ice making crew. Joe, you got Greg Owasco, Dave Merklinger, his son Mike Merklinger. They got the best of the best here, and the surface is absolutely pristine.
I'm looking at where the broom is as Karik slides out, and it's almost to the edge of the 12 foot. That is a lot of swing. That means so many of those finesse shots are available to everyone out there.
Speed looked like it's close to 15 hog to hog. And as you say, roughly 5 feet of curl, maybe more.
And wasting no time, Cooey going right around. Keys to the game now, and we will start with Team Dunstone.
Well, forced Cooey to draw when it looks like they just forced him in the draw of the button and he won it, so that could be a problem for Dunstone. But if Kevin Cooey's going to miss a shot, in my humble opinion, it's sure not the hit. So you got to force him to draw, make them that area as small as you can, and talk out there. It's the very first draw. No matter how good the ice is, you're figuring out the changes in the ice, where the break point is, what the rocks are doing. So keep communicating. That's imperative.
Yeah! You gotta go.
EJ Harnden.
Okay, shot beat.
And we'll run it back. Can't hold the shooter. Leaves the center guard up. All right, keys now for Kevin Cooey.
Well, we're used to seeing Kevin Cooey as a Houdini out there making all of those crazy shots for multiple scores. But remember the bail point, especially early in the event. They need to learn the ice. He needs to leave himself some space to score, and time management. He's no stranger to a buzzer beater at the end of these games, but he needs to have time to talk through his shots.
Keys to the game. They're brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties.
Look where this rock is. It's 3.5, almost 4 feet away from the guard coming over the hog line.
No, let's stop. Right off.
Just hooks in there.
What do you think speed? I'm thinking it's like 14-1 to T here. Yeah, 14-2.
Pretty late break point there, but it just went sideways.
Yeah, the weight was there on its own, so they were able to go right off of it. And yeah, at the end, all of that weight came off.
Yeah, the gold medalist, of course, with Brad Jacobs in Sochi.
Top 4.
Yeah, we've talked it to death with the change when Gushue made the change and EJ found himself with his brother. And we're all talking about his unbelievable strength in the brushing, but he makes the odd shot too.
Plenty of shots, that's right.
Line's great. Line's great. Line's great. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Great sweep. 14.
Well, he joined the team on December the 8th. And since then, Dunstone is 22-3.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I like the way he plays too. It's the intensity. You know, he has to be infectious to the other 3 guys.
I got
Look, we're a little big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little heavy. Back 8. 8.
This is where the curlers are still learning the surface, so there's been a few rocks down this path.
8.
We had like a 14 on the early
7,
ones, but does it get faster with every rock? And how much
8,
faster does it get with the big snap? This is all about learning in this opening draw.
And they don't know the rocks all that well either. I was talking to head ice tech Greg Owasco. This is the C set. These were used not at the Brier last year, but at PointsBet. So depending on how long you stayed in PointsBet, that will give you comfort and information on stones or not.
And the inserts?
Our blue hone.
Okay, all right, everybody.
I thought you'd asked a little sooner. But unlike a lot of the Curling Canada rocks, they're blue Trevor rock as opposed to a common green.
Wow, what a shot. First end, run double, no problem. Such a weapon. Changes the entire complexion of the end.
Just nose, Kev.
Perfect.
Okay.
10.
That's the shot that's going to change a lot of ends this week, isn't it? Because we're going to see it a lot out of these type of teams. And sometimes a quarter inch on the wrong side and you stuff it, leave the opponent buried. And the end either swings your way or the other way in a big hurry.
Hard. Oh, yes. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Spills too far, sits back button. We always talk about rock position, Joe. More critical here at the Brier?
Yeah, just out of the accuracy of that run back shot, that was a slight error from Cooey's team, slid a little bit deep on a draw, and then boom, there's a big shot from Dunstone. But that roll, it over rolled, so you're not too upset about it as Alberta. You're forcing your opposition to a side of the sheet they haven't seen yet. With those middle weights can be tricky.
Yeah! Hard! Hard! Gotta go, gotta go! Sit. Sweet. 10-8.
Just love the intensity of this team. You know, it's first end, first game. It's a long week. That was like the shot to win the Brier. All four of them are so into it.
10. Clean. 10. 10 half. Yep. 10 half. Hard. 10. Gotta go. Hard. 10 quarter. Hard. Hard. Yep. 10 quarter. Hard. Right to it. It's sweet. 10-3.
Pretty good effort there. You know, the last thing you want to do is roll out. Nice soft weight from Aaron.
I think we need like another 4 or 5 inches of broom there. Yeah.
Sluchinski went 4 and 4 a year ago
Good way. Whoa, easy.
at the Brier in Regina.
Clean. Yep. Yeah. Whoa. Hard roll, hard. Yep. Whoa.
Good shot.
Absolutely perfect.
Chase it either way, hey?
Yeah, I have to think with the swing at the end, this should be chaseable. Just that extra hack weight, just need enough to push it out of the 12-foot.
Is that minimum? Yeah, I just see a shade more.
I like that.
This kind of swing, nothing's really safe behind a guard.
No, it's so true. And Kevin and Aaron have to be on the same page here. If this is a board weight instead of a hack weight, it's going to under curl by a foot.
12. Yep. 12 half. Whoa. Yep. 12. Whoa. Clean. 12. Whoa. 12. Curl. Whoa. Straight.
Tyler Tardy.
Whoa. Yep. Straight.
Carrick Martin shot. And very nice.
Nice.
12:05.
A little straighter on this side than the other side. What are we trying to do with this map? I think we're trying to nose it. Yeah.
Little switch in strategy. They were trying to roll buried earlier to get an error, but now if you roll buried, Cooey freezes around the guard. It's not going to be a blank hand. And they could try to roll it under, and but you're forcing Cooey to make a draw that you might not be able to get out.
Spot should be pretty
What do you
close,
like?
eh?
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, I think I like this call.
Yeah, I do too. I always found these tricky. It's so deep. You don't have much room to roll left or right, so I always tried to throw it a little lighter so I didn't roll as far if I wasn't dead on. And by doing that, it over curls.
You have to protect against rolling out in this situation.
Right to it.
The runner-up to Brad Gushue in London
Really hard, really hard, really hard, really
in
hard.
23. And not quite on the nose. And
9-9.
Okay,
I don't
Matty.
think he'll have to make a play.
It's good weight, eh?
I didn't hear.
Cool. Yeah. Mike Peel curled. Good half for off.
Okay.
Could go around here, for obvious reasons, but it's the wrong color that Kevin's trying to draw behind. If he ever makes a perfect come around,
Turn
it's
to
a
the wing
perfect
here.
run back. You're not happy.
Our old pal Ray Turnbull always used to say 2-1. But
Yeah.
the key, of course, is that color up front.
I think so. Nowadays, those run backs are so successful.
Throw.
The ice had some tricks in it. I think you'd go right around there.
Yeah. You like this? In here, even a little. Like 14 would bare minimum to T line probably.
I
eh?
think so, yeah.
Little less.
This will be a bit of a guess
Give you 6 feet more
for
to draw the
Matt.
button.
They threw a lot of their top weights kind of in this inner line, but he's going to fully cross center, try to freeze to the rock that's just hanging onto the back line.
Almost 6 feet of ice he's giving here. What a beautiful surface.
Where is it? D. Back 4. Back line. Sweep it for line. Back 4.
We're over curling.
Coming down. Okay.
It wasn't enough ice.
It's not like I threw that hard.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason they were 2 and 6. Want to be in that 45 to 50 range.
Hard to it. Hard.
Scoring 2 or more with last draw. And it will finally go. We'll put a blank on the board here in this first end. The Montana's Brier from Kelowna. It's the opening night. Montana's Brier. The 96th edition of the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, dating back to 1927. Second time it's been in Kelowna. 1968 was the first, and the winner was Ron Northcott out of Alberta. That's when they didn't have playoffs. They just used a final round robin standings, and so Northcott won. We go to the second after the blank in 1, and it's again Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary with last draw. Has the hammer, playing the red stone.
Hard, Aaron. Hard, Aaron.
Hard. Go. Okay, good sweep. Okay.
I find it interesting as we take a look at Gushue against DeLello. Gushue, Canadian champion, but I don't think necessarily he's the favorite this week.
Well, no, and I think that that's the change coming off an 0-4 performance at the last slam. People have put some question marks, but all end, the Gushue team has been set up for a deuce, and on his final stone, Ty DeLello hit and is in the house, but he rolled too far. Gushue already lying shot. This is a draw for 2. Bite of the 8-foot will do.
And of course, Ty DeLello is the import. He's from Manitoba. And that will be for 2. And last year, Gushue was 46% on his last rock conversion. And that goes a long way to helping you win.
Probably just hit that, hey?
Ticked that corner red on the way through.
Yeah.
You barely even moved it.
Yeah.
That port was really tight.
Yes.
These are the shots, first game of the event. First time seeing the path.
11.
It's just so hard to get the broom in the right spot, get the weight and the line
A little crunchy
right.
out here, you think? I don't think
This
so.
is the draw path.
Yeah, this is pretty much where we've been throwing. That loads for 11, or it's okay? It
No.
looks like lots, but I think it'll curl no problem.
So, mapping the ice. Is this a little crunchy out here? And then somebody says, no, remember, this was our draw the button.
Smart. And it's kind of the draw the button. That's where the broom was, but the draw the button comes down a different, it curls a lot more than this particular shot. So this has to be in some fresh stuff at some point.
Yeah, the hog line or so is where it's going to hit the fresh stuff.
Straight.
Just well thought out there.
Yeah.
The thrower confirming everything with the sweepers, getting a really good idea mentally of what they need to do.
2 other scores to tell you about, Kathy.
Well, at the Carruthers BC game, they just ran it up and down. And Northern Ontario, John Epping forced to draw to the forefoot after James Grattan made a really nice tuck on his final stone. And that's why you see it is 1-0.
Same way. Clean. Your hair more. Whoa. Girl.
EJ Harden in a 16th Brier appearance.
Clean. Straight.
Colton Lott.
Straight. Whoa.
Oh, they caught it through. Now, can you roll this over and lay it on the corner? Nope, you'll be in behind cover. And shot stone.
What'd you get on his first one?
Just perfect.
Yeah. Just need a little teach on the first shot.
Hardly any room through that port.
Sure.
And to get the perfect roll,
I don't mind
it's
just going
amazing.
feel, making sure it goes.
With this much curl, Vic, you better know the brushers and the whoever's holding the broom better know how much speed's coming at you, because it makes such a difference. You can miss the line so quickly if you don't pick up on the weight.
Tyler Tardy. Sluchinski. Run it back. Goodbye. You just shake your head.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Let's highlight reel shot through the port, and you answer right back with perfect run back and stick. It's still under cover. What a shot.
You got to run back the wrong color now, too. A little bit of trouble here early this end for Manitoba.
Run it back the right way. Can you touch all 3?
Yeah, I think you can. You might not get them all out, but you can get them moving.
EJ. Ryan. Bang, bang. Yeah, there you go. 2 will go, and then the raised rock will sit in the open top 4.
Draw call.
I almost took you out. I almost took you out with my broom. Thanks.
Really good effort shooting the
Yeah,
Alberta stone out into the open now. And now it's 2 Manitoba yellows to run in.
Well, yeah, so how you talked earlier about what Dunstone could have done, wrong color. So does Cooey have to rethink things a
I
little,
got just top 8.
Russ, because those are Dunstone stones in front?
Yeah, I guess so. I know what you're saying. You could go open side here because you have hammer, but that rock is wide open for Manitoba making a hit roll behind the yellow color. This is the right call. Now, yes, there's a yellow run back, but it still has to be made. This is the right call.
Sit. Okay. Good weight. We just needed ice like
They were hoping to
halfway between the boards
have this
and the
curl a
goal,
little less and kind of Christmas tree add protection for this back red that Colton's going to go after. Really nice chance here if you roll buried. A lot of over curls so far by both teams.
Easy. Little back. Easy. Clean. Low. Easy. Little back. Girl. Clean. 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 Straight. Yeah. Whoa. Girl. Straight.
Late licks. And how's that? Talk about management.
Just having 2 sweepers.
Right
The
here
Harden
with
brothers
heel.
have done it for so long together, that managing that clean straight, they're so comfortable in how to manage the space around the rock, and that's huge.
Just the right amount of room here. If they can get this thin enough, the red will come into the play right in the rings.
Like that?
Oh, might save it. They might save it.
And away it goes. Goodness, have we seen some shot making already?
Oh boy.
Nothing safe. Absolutely nothing.
It was so easy to hit too much of one of those rocks and just kind of stick your shooter in between.
You're right.
It was perfect.
After a blank in the first, it is the Manitoba champion from the Grandin Winnipeg, Reed Carruthers with last round.
And Cam DeYoung is one of the rookie skips that we talked about at this year's Brier, and that Yellowstone was his final. He was lying too. Reed Carruthers tried a double, didn't get both, but he did roll his shooter right frozen onto the BC stone. No way to get it out, so Cam went around, and so for Reed, no way to score other than to draw to the full 4-foot.
What was that weight, Colt? Colt, how was that?
You got 9.6 on that?
Throw, Matty.
Just on the heavier side, Dave.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
By that much.
How much weight was that? What?
Good sweep, guys.
Yep. Clean.
I don't think you want to have that puzzled look so early, Joe.
No, and the weight was perfect on that. They just really came close to losing the line.
Yeah, that's the theme, isn't it? Over curls. It was close.
Try and roll it to this side. Yep. Good. Clean. Clean. Easy. Whoa. Easy. Curl. Curl. Right, just clean.
9.8.
Throw.
They had 9.6. I missed this first one.
Those are like 9/8, see?
9.8.
Yeah.
I think that'll be key, Joe, and with the amount of aggressive curl, you better nail the speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Cooey saying hoping that last year was just an aberration. 2 and 6. We blank a second. You know, at first glance, you see a blank, and you think, oh my, up and down. But we have seen some outstanding shot making already. Welcome back, opening night. Montana's Brier from Kelowna. And we go to the third. Once again, Alberta's Kevin Cooey, number 9 in our country, trying to win Alberta's first Brier since Botcher did it in 21. They have 29 total. Right.
4-5. 5. You're freaking on this line. 4-5. We're short of it.
Just to it.
Cooey once again with last rock,
4-5.
playing the Redstones.
Go. Curl and go. Both
Yeah,
of you
last
go.
one definitely wasn't looking like a blank at the mid to late point, but
Nope.
some really accurate peel weight shots from Team Cooey.
Top 8, stay a little high
From
on
both
it.
teams, rather. I was chatting with Tyler before this event, and he said that the team changed a little bit of their approach to the games. Instead of trying to freeze their way out of trouble, they're opting now to play that peel weight shot and open up the scoring area. I think that helps. I mean, you know Kevin Cooey has the circus shots, and he can make all those shots, but you can't ask him to do it every single end.
No, absolutely. And you know, he's such a great hitter. Opening it up earlier and going to a hitting game at the end of the end makes so much sense.
It's good. Max line for the shot. T-line. Can we get by it? Pete. Pete.
Yep.
Hard. Hard. Come on, Pete. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. Throw. Just getting straight. Hit and roll looks scary for him. I like that.
Well, it's a pretty full building this
Back 4.
Friday night, and I talked to Greg earlier this afternoon. There is
Hit,
no
roll, and he got-
dehumidification system in here. He has been running the air conditioning
that way
unit
better.
since he got here, but that's all that he has to work with. And as you look at the crowd, you know that on that sheet, that the outside, that heat is going to be coming off onto the ice.
There's a sprinkling, Kat, to your point of frost already. I heard Brad Gushu use that word already. It's nowhere near affecting the stones, but have to keep an eye on it for sure.
No, and I heard Matt say it's getting straight, but that draw was overthrown. EJ was looking to freeze half in the 8-foot, and it chapped off. It was probably close to top buttons. That might have just been a difference in the weight. If you're the proper weight, you might get a bit more finish there.
You happen to be sitting behind that sheet, don't you, Kathy?
I am, and it is. Greg warned me to bring a toboggan suit, as he called it. He said it's going to get really cold in here this week, and I would say the building is already colder than it was in Thunder Bay.
Well, that's a shame for you, Kath.
Yeah.
Northern Ontario, John Epping.
I think so.
With 1-0 lead on James Grattan out of the Gage, New Brunswick.
Where in New Brunswick?
In Oromocto.
Cute. Well, you saw those Redstones in play. This end has been all John Epping, just over curls by New Brunswick. But the one yellow lonely stone that is shot was James Grattan's first, drew against 4. And John Epping, in trying to go the other way, went deep. And so for James, if he can replicate the first one, it could be for 2.
Yeah, never off. Hands off.
Yeah. Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
And then cannot. So just the single.
Of the 12 teams that are returning, only 3 have not made changes. New Brunswick is 1, PEI is 1, and Mike McEwen, last year's runner-up.
It's stunning.
It is. It really is, isn't it? This late to the Olympic trials.
11. Yep.
Bit of work to do for Cooey now.
Real hard. Yep, hard. Real hard. Hard.
Might not get by.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, he touched it.
Cheater.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Trying to roll on top.
You ever just freeze here?
I think that would be the best result. Your brain without hammer says hit something, but
Okay.
it would be tough to hit that left one, Joanne, and not disturb the yellows if you're rolling in.
I feel like we can get the roll in a good spot.
It's just hard to get this in a great spot.
Yeah.
Like we get to hear he plays the same thing on us and he unlocks that, right? Like we play what you just played each. He plays the same shot, knows it, and unlocks this now. Yeah. So I wonder if we just go here.
I like it.
Like what is he's got nothing off this.
No, he's gonna have to run something up here.
Top 8 here?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, Joanne, when you get this many rocks and play on 2 great teams with ice that you can make everything is your comfort. You know, how much confidence you got as a skip. How like does Dunstone leave a whole bunch of red in there when it's Kevin Cooey? You know, this I love this call, but it obviously takes a bit of confidence to call it.
Yeah, and if this is made, I mean, you have to assume Alberta will start to blast everything, and then they have a few extra kickers in the house.
Well, we got lots of line right now, guys.
Top 4. Little bit of room. Line. Room right now.
Line.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Line's good. 8. You can go. Little room.
Top 4.
Room. Always peaks. No.
Good.
It's always peaks. Whoa. It's got to stop. Curl.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good, Cole.
Wow.
Interesting. Just not
Nose
definitely
looks
less
pretty good,
snap
eh?
at the end compared to the first
Yeah.
end we saw.
Little low.
That rate was virtually perfect and just didn't quite get there.
I think you can still throw like 10, 11. If you can roll on top of that red, it's really good. Whatever you've seen. 10? 10.
The red shot rock going to go here?
No,
10.
I don't know. I
10
don't think
out.
it will.
Yep. 10. Yes. Yep. Real hard. 10. Oh. Whoa. 10. Yep.
Carrick Martin.
Yep. Great shot.
He just punched it right through.
Yeah, setup shot. A lot of red. It's so complex now with the rock positioning of these elite teams. You can run yourself out of time in a hurry.
Yeah. If I can make that, yeah.
And that's to your point, Joe. Your key to the game, right?
Yeah, and for Team Kui, I mean, for both teams, the blanks help because there wasn't a lot to discuss in the first or second end. But as you say, Russ, it's easy to take 6 or 7 minutes of thinking time in one end when it gets like this.
Especially Mr. Kui.
And I like this call, though. Try to remove a few of the enemy stones.
Yes.
Curl.
Got to throw it hard with Yaz.
Curl.
Gotta go. Okay.
Do we ever play the intern
I was
tap?
thinking the same thing, yeah. I think I love that. Yeah. You can do this. Or even just climb for buried, no?
True, these are pretty good.
I heard him
You're never
say
spinning behind
Kark's
them.
at intern tap, but it's difficult to throw any weight. I'm not sure that's the call because you're going to probably roll this way. You roll that way, and it's just a shooting gallery for Dunstone. They could also play this, kill that,
You might freeze one more
and get it in that way.
You can tap
You hate to
too.
kill your own though.
You could play this tap too. It's curling enough.
Yeah, you could do that.
Like to get it out,
Yeah.
Can you get low on this?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Try
You
to
get low on
overroll
here,
it.
like just to
Kill another yellow too.
Yeah.
well, you're not rolling that far. Like
no?
an edge on it.
Okay.
You gotta hit like a third or fourth. You need like 11 to get it out.
I see a couple of Guju stones.
You do. You see 3. Taitalalo's first draw is the longer guard out front. Tried to get around and corner freeze onto the shot. Stone was light. Brad Gushue threw in again. And so for Tai, drawing against 3 is forced to go out a little bit further and does need to bite the forefoot.
Mentioned Ty DeLello is from Manitoba. Past 3 seasons played with Ryan Weeb out of the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg.
Do you need it, Rob? Yeah.
They disbanded at the end of last year.
Curl. Whoa. Just stop.
Oh boy.
I think it's one.
I think it's a steal of 1.
I agree.
I think it's us. Yeah, 1 red. 410. Big hit. Good try, T.
I think like your first draw, I think if you add there, trying to pull fast one on me, were you?
I don't know. Fuck it. Just first thing.
They haven't had a lot of time on the ice together. It's just it's difficult when your skip is over there and you're over here. Tyler Tardy. Wow, and backs it up.
Pretty good.
Just got enough curl that squeezed the guard.
It's out of free, but
It's
freeze
true.
we leave it triple,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, I think we gotta hit it.
What, is it a 12-5?
Yellow for Kui will go.
11-5?
Lose your shooter, so you got to be a bit careful, Matt. Here, he doesn't want to roll out.
11-5. Little more, maybe?
Could sit 2 this
I think
way.
this will move.
I agree.
Little more?
What do you like there?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that
a
looks
ton
good,
of
Matt.
these
Speed should be
tap
close,
weights on
maybe a
this
little
side of the
junky,
sheet.
Yeah.
That needs to hit a pretty good chunk of this. He doesn't have all of it available.
This curls a third here and
Maybe half.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Matt said in the first end he thought the out turn was curling a hair more than the in turn, but that could just be released too.
Skip Stone's here in 3.
Oh, clean. Clean, yep.
Hair down.
Yep. Yep.
Hair down.
Please. Easy. Curl. Easy. Straight. Straight. Whoa, whoa.
How good's that?
I love the communication and just how much faith they have in the brushers to do their job.
And that great point, and they throw it so light, like that was barely through the rings, which makes the brushes even more effective.
Yep. Yep.
Hair down.
Please. Easy. Curl.
There's
Easy.
no panic.
Straight.
Just effortlessly switching roles there. It's a lifetime of sweeping together.
What? It's like I had to.
I like that ice there. 11, nothing.
Gives Kevin a chance to roll underneath that pile.
Interesting, in the first 2 ends,
What weight?
Cooey used
What do you think that's
4 minutes,
11?
45 seconds thinking time. He's used 4:45 in this end alone now.
Maybe a smidge, but
Yeah.
should be close.
Yeah, a little fresh.
A little more complicated, obviously.
Draw.
It'll be a little fresher than that. Yeah.
Clean.
10 and a half.
Clean.
10 and a
Yep.
half.
Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
13th
10
Brier
and a half.
appearance
Whoa. Whoa.
for Kevin Cooey.
Yep. Curl. Whoa. 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 Straight. Straight. Straight.
Coming, rolling it underneath.
Great shot.
And yeah, he's under for sure. Is there a combination though?
Oh, definitely is. But what do you leave? If you play the red one, you might leave Kevin something too.
Had to make sure we got under. Would have liked to only roll half that distance.
Just curled a little more than they expected at the end. Look at this go sideways. Wow.
With quite a bit of weight.
Might have caught some fresh pebble there. Kevin throws a little less rotation, so it can be subject to that.
Stays here, we're gonna bounce.
This needs to go.
We want our shooter to leave.
I think so, because you don't want it to come back up into it.
I agree.
Like, if ours is going here, it's gonna always
We're
hit
trying to hit like half rock.
2/3.
Okay.
You still have to hit it on the thicker side.
Yep.
What are you seeing, Matt?
Trying to hit like 2/3. Heel. We're just trying to get our shooter out so it doesn't double bounce.
This
and kick it
red
back
rock
in.
right here, this is the tricky one. They've got to throw it so hard that hopefully it bounces off of this one, that one, and kind of goes out that way. So you actually get that type of movement. This so thin half bullet weight, it goes red. It'll be spinning yellow, and it comes out backwards a little bit towards the thrower.
Shitty thing is that yellow, I think, goes straight back no matter what.
I'm saying they don't want to over curl here because the thrown rock could actually ricochet and
Yeah.
put the red back in the rings.
Great awareness.
Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Dunstone, his
Yes!
last. Arndon, here we go, all by himself. And they'll scatter, leaving Dunstone sitting 2.
He did exactly what you said. He hit a little more than he wanted to, and watch what the shooter does. This yellow one coming down, it stops the red.
This was never going anywhere, eh?
But it hit our rock.
There you go.
Hit the shooter.
It hit the shooter, yeah.
I think thin half, it still might have been in the way, though. It just didn't have enough time to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It's a tight double.
Is there a double?
Yeah.
I can trust with that. We can hold that.
I think so. Right in the middle. Yeah.
Kevin's got to flirt with his own red, but the double's there, and if Kevin's ever going to make an upweight double, it's an out turn.
What's your weight?
He's made a billion of these.
Easy firm.
Okay. These have been tracking a little bit
Yeah,
here,
it's straighter. So this has got a curl a half rock.
Yeah.
Might be max. But we're thinking maybe like 8. But
I don't
need
hate
some
that.
action.
Yeah. Shade less. Yeah, I like that.
In-turn would give you a lower kick, but you just don't have
Nice
the room
firm.
with that red rock in the way.
Final Stone here in 3. Double for 2. Kevin Cooey. Tardy helping it over. Got it by Does. Coming across. Oh, it'll spin back. Not quite. And it'll be a steal of 1. Dunstone. He tightened up the ice.
One thing that we're really putting the focus on is to remember that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity potentially, and not to get too caught up in the curling and forget to enjoy the experience as well.
Here I am 25, 30 years later, and I've been able to get to the Brier more than my share of times. But every time I wear the Quebec jacket, it's always with great pride, and I feel myself very fortunate to have this opportunity.
So tomorrow, our first look at Pool B when we join you, and make a note of the time. We're a half hour earlier than we would be, say, in Thunder Bay. And if you handicap the field, yeah, Jacobs, McEwen, why not? McEwen last year's runner-up. Now you've got Kleider, Newby, Moybrook, Newby, Felix Asselin, but remember now, Jean-Michel Menard, the 2006 Brier winner, is skipping the team. Owen Purcell, new player, rookie. So you hand the 2 spots, first 2 to the names, and now you fight for the final spot. Remembering just 3 get through. That's when we join you tomorrow. Now look at Pool B the first time on a Saturday afternoon from the Brier. Dunstone steals 1. Here in 4, Alberta and Cooey. Once again, last rock playing the Redstones.
Yep. John.
3 well-played ends. Like the degree of difficulty we're watching out here is off the charts.
Okay, what are you guys thinking?
I think it'll be close to the same.
I feel like that's not enough ice.
Yeah, no more.
I would take
Northern Ontario, Epping, last rock coming up in a 1-1 tie.
Well, that shot stone that you see, that is James Gratton's, and on his first, John Epping was trying to swoosh by a guard to pick it out, grazed the guard, and didn't redirect. And so this time he's trying to go off a corner guard, drive it sideways, and pick out the shot stone. And will not. That is a steal of 1, New Brunswick.
Shots are so tough. First game of the week. I've said it a few times already, but you just haven't seen enough to know exactly what the spot's going to do.
What do you think this will do? 11-5. Yeah, I think you'll get a little bit of curl.
I like 10.5.
10-5. Good way. Clean. Whoa. Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. Yes. Really got to go. Light. Whoa. Yep.
Oh goodness, what a dig. Wow.
I think they gave up on it and got away with it. Thought it was wrecking.
It was moving early. It looks like it was just diving for that guard.
That's okay. What do you like? I like here with, okay, you through here. You like 10 or 11? 11. 11.
This opportunity here now.
Like a little more?
Pretty.
Like that? Yeah.
Interesting. So far, almost every time Kevin puts the broom down, somebody on the team says, give me a little more, give me a little more. And whether they're throwing it lighter than Kevin expects, or Kevin's just not giving them enough.
Yep. Hard! Gotta go. Hard! Gotta go. Hard to it!
Nice try, but kind of a natural double here now.
Quarter!
One of those ones, nose left, not the easiest double either, but you really wanted to get the roll. Then you're flirting with rolling out at that point.
Yeah, I mean, nose might have been smarter. We know this girl's
Here's the question though for Peels. Will it do anything with the peel weight?
Clean. Whoa. Girl. Girl. Close. Clean. Yeah. Clean. Whoa. 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 Nice. Go, buddy.
Yeah, nice toss.
Yeah, speed wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I like more ice.
Yeah, you probably, especially Tyler's out versus you're in.
Yeah.
I'd take a hair more.
Well, the chemistry with Colton, Lott, and Matt, that goes back to their junior years. And even a couple of years ago at the last Canadian curling trials, if you remember, Matt's third was unavailable. Colton came in, and they just always just seem to intuitively know what each other's thinking. It's pretty special.
And the thing you notice about Colton, especially having watched him a few seasons at second on this team, is moving into that third role. There's an intensity there that I just didn't notice before, or it does seem to be higher. He's just that natural third and really takes a lot of pride in his line calls for Matt. First, I would say the first big out of tolerance error that we've seen all game. Just that guess to the wing. Looks
fresh
like it was a little light, moved a little early, and
nowhere near the draw the button path, obviously. No wear and tear down there.
This might surprise people. Russ, I know. You haven't got last rock, but you could force here if you get one around the corners, but they've decided to go open side.
I'm with you, Vic. There's some merit to going around it. If you go deep, there's what if, but these teams are so good now, the brushing, the berms. It's a nice opportunity to force it, to play the come around. I don't disagree with it.
just it is really specific, because anything top 12, they might try to come around, use it as a guard, and then anything deeper, top 4, even T-line, they'll try to put a corner freeze on, and if that's made well, then all of a sudden a 2 comes out of nowhere.
Quite a bit slower than a lot of
Nice.
Interesting. Seems a lot more gradual to the wing, at least on that side.
A little bit, eh?
Yeah, sometimes when there's tons of curl to the middle, there's a little less to the wings.
Curl. Whoa, straight. Whoa.
4-0.
Shot.
8-1.
Manitoba leads De Jong of Victoria.
Well, it's a big shot. He's trying to play a double, a chance for 3. If he can clip it across the top, yellow goes back. That yellow at the back outcounts the red at the top. And for Cam was short to give up the steal of 3. Would love to get right back in this game.
Former BC junior champion of 14.
Curl.
1, 2, oh, it'll work.
So nice.
1 and 2 indeed. Trying to win BC's first Brier since Greg McCauley back in 2000.
You had to bring that up, eh?
Always, just because I can.
Whoa, easy. Curl. Hard curl. Hard. Gotta go. Hey.
Baby.
I was 8-1, I think.
Yeah, 8-2. I
was back pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That's heavy.
9-4.
Oh, that is heavy. Really close though. Yeah.
9-5 is the call?
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Well, I mean,
Splitting hairs at that point, you'd think.
No kidding.
Could have been stopwatch error, too.
Well, for sure.
Dissecting the difference between 9.5 and 9.4 between the hog lines at the time.
Eight and a half.
Clean. Yep.
8.5.
Whoa. Curl. Whoa. Straight. Shot. Yeah, and I think we're looking for like 2/3. Real thin 2/3.
Yeah, worth taking this on. So roll all the way across the house behind the corner guards on the right-hand side of the screen.
Deal.
Even just to get a piece
I feel
under.
great. We can stay in the ring.
That'll make the blank a little bit trickier for Team Alberta. If you happen to roll out, you roll out. There's nothing splittable for Team Kui.
There's lots of Scotties flavor in this game when you think that Matt's partner, Aaron Pincott, played with Corinne Brown, and Colton Lott's wife, Kadriana, played with Nancy Martin out of Saskatchewan. And then Tyler Tardy's fiance, Desiree Haas, was Selena Sturmey.
Yeah, true.
Clean. Curl. No. Okay. Throw that. That doesn't do anything.
You were saying you have to try and make him draw, Russ, Kevin?
Yeah, no, he's one of the best curlers that's ever lived in our country. So yeah, he's probably made the odd draw, but his hitting is so superb. Yes, absolutely.
That's all he's played tonight is hits. The hits just keep on coming. 1-0 Dunstone on this opening night of Montana's Brier. Opening night here in Kelowna, Montana's Brier. And our feature game is the runner-up of 2 years ago, Matt Dunstone. Curls out of the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg. Number 1 in Canada. Against the number 9 team at the moment, Kevin Cooey from the Glencoe. And it remains 1-0 as we go to the 5th. And throughout the entire game, it's Spin Cooey with last rock. Has the hammer again. Here in 5, playing the Redstone.
6, 7. Hard early. Hard early. Hard. 5. Hard.
Right on the T line.
5. 4. Keep going. 4. Keep going. Got to get even at least. 4.5. Hard, Aaron. Go. Keep going.
Great sweep.
Nice brush. Aaron Sluchinski, a career skip.
Yeah.
Coming onto this team. Played some mixed doubles, though, so he'd have some sweeping experience. But what a skill to have in your back pocket if you need it.
Good.
Oh, true. Look where they put that. Almost ran out of paint. These are the ones these teams dream about. I don't think EJ will throw this very hard. Try to stick it behind something. One of the 2 yellows that'll be out front.
Clean. Yep. Clean up. Light. Gotta go. Gotta go. Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa. BJ's going to miss an intern. It's narrow.
Make them make a good play. Yeah.
Reason for
Even
that?
if he plants a run, we
I think he
double
just
peel
has
and
a
he's
bit
got
of a soft release that you can get away with on a lot of
Yeah.
surfaces, but not today. There's so much finish there right now. Any inward motion, it's gone.
Well, that was the side, too. We haven't seen any run backs over there. So first down the path, sometimes they'll catch a little bit more curl.
What an opportunity here now.
Tyler Tardy, one of 5 left-handers in the field.
T line right now.
7.
Yeah, T.
Line's good. It's coming down. Line's good.
Keep it going. T.
Gotta be T at least.
Yeah, T.
Even back T.
It's T.
Line's not great. Carrick. Get it over there, Carrick. Good.
Team Cooey's done a really good job of keeping the rocks nice and spread out.
Like the intern again?
Sure.
9-5?
Sure.
Now you got to be careful here. Now he was just a hair tight. You can do the double whammy here. You take a hair more ice to help him out, and he throws it a little harder, hits the broom, and won't curl enough.
Yes! Hard! Whoa! Sit.
And again.
Good.
Beautiful.
EJ Harnden.
Double peel.
Once again, New Brunswick, Northern Ontario, and Epping has something going.
Well, he certainly does. Before James threw his first one, he was facing 5 Northern Ontario Stones. He doubled on his first and tried a double on his second, only catching one and rolling out. And that is why this is an opportunity for Epping if he can hit the paint for 3.
In a 4th Brier appearance for John Epping. Thinks his team is a little bit flying under the radar here at this year's Brier. And the key there is that they've swapped the 2 brothers, the 2 Horgans. Yeah, Tanner is now throwing second. It's the brushing ability that I read is the reason.
Heel in, turn low, try and roll it over there. Okay.
And cross
So you've got
here.
the Horgan brothers there. And we have the Harnden brothers. Look at this. Lots of them. Daniel and Kevin, the twins. And Brent, of course, out of Alberta. And Chris Gallant with Tyler Smith from PEI.
Hard! Go, 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 go.
You could see a good inch or two of that on the intern side. I thought they might chase it, try to tap it out or tap it out in the open. But to your point, that seems to be what they're doing now. They're if any danger at all, open it up with hammer, give Kevin an open look. Still need to roll here. You roll too far, you set up a double. We don't see enough of that, in my opinion. Bail early. They've still got a very realistic chance to score a 2 here with 0 risk now.
Yeah, just respecting their opponent. EJ made a perfect run back stick. They didn't really have a lot to work with there.
So there you go. Now you got a straight back double assist to 2.
They can throw it hard, right on the nose. Right on the nose. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Aaron Sluchinski.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Right, very hard, right on the nose. Just hit 2.
So accurate with that hit. Wait. It's impressive, you know, someone going from skipping their entire career to moving into that 3rd position almost into the middle of the season. Not a lot of time to adjust there. Sure isn't struggling with that.
Yeah, it's so many things to change, isn't it?
Yeah.
Firstly, the physicality of the brushing, but you know, when do you talk to your skipper? What do you say to him? It's easy for you to jump in because you're thinking as a skip too.
Well, not seeing all the rocks come at you, so you don't know how every spot is running because you're sweeping for those rocks.
Whoa, easy, straight. Hard. Good. Nice shot, Cole. Really good sweep.
Definitely getting a wee bit of frost out here.
What are you throwing, 9?
It's pretty early for that. That looked like it was going to roll on a good foot farther.
Nice spot to roll to, though, for Dunstone.
9.5. Yep.
We can't roll to the middle or else it'll jam.
Hurl. Shot.
Well played.
Very nice to slide it past.
Aaron doesn't waste any time either, which pays
fast
dividends for his skip.
But again, for someone that skipped their whole life, who set up every single shot, who went all the way down, you know, got to slide all the way down the ice, like that's really impressive.
That's it ever.
A double wasn't a nice throw, but I made it.
These are awkward ones. You hit it dead on, you could miss it. You just get any low side, it's so easy to jam it. And the raised rock's got a long way to travel to get it out of the paint.
Skip Stones, yes! Matt Dunstone.
Hard, gotta go!
Here we go, got it.
Shot.
And no problem.
Nice play. The beauty of power.
Watched that all last week with Rachel. Hits that a hair thicker than he wants to, but he had the speed.
It's such a weapon.
Oh.
That accuracy.
Yep, really is.
Supernatural to me.
9. 9.
I thought you got it running on a very similar line, though.
Yeah. 9.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Clean.
9.
Clean. Just
Yep.
clean.
9. 9.
Just
Yep. 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 9.
There's only been one draw between the two skips, and that's Dunstone.
Crazy.
3.
Are you frustrated, Joe, at this point in time, if you're Cooey? You haven't been able to generate something, or is it just accepted that that's the kind of game it's going to be?
Yeah, I think there would be some frustration this end. They were sitting 3 at one point, but EJ, having missed his first round back, made no mistake on his second, made a really nice stick, and then you have to give credit to your opponent. Early in the end, there were a few doubles available, and Matt just made no mistake, so they're obviously happy being patient, though. They're opting for that hitting game, like we mentioned in the opening there. Might see him opt for some touch weight in the second half of this game, try to put some pressure on Dunstone and force an error.
Most exciting 1-0 game after 5 you'll ever watch.
I know. I had 9-9 on that.
That is the truth.
Oof. Just enough. We'll go to the break. 1-0 Dunstone.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
The spotlight, the excitement, all the opportunities that come with being an Olympian are much bigger.
What a shot for 3! Dreams do come true! Jennifer Jones moment.
Trials is one of the big ones everyone dreams of winning.
Brad Guzzo will go to Beijing. Jennifer Jones will go for gold. And it won't be long, of course. We'll be cheering on Canada's teams at the Winter Games in Cortina and Milan. And big news today is that Montana's Barbecue and Grill have come on as the title sponsor for the Canadian Curling Trials, November the 22nd through the 30th. Also, for the 30 weeks leading up to the trials, you'll have a chance to participate in the Ribs to Riches contest. And the big one is someone on the final weekend will have a chance to draw the button for $1 million. Kathy is with Mark Suzansky, the Chief Operating Officer of Montana's, and Nolan Thiessen, the CEO of Curling Canada.
Well, Vic just talked about the exciting news today about Montana's supporting the Canadian curling trials. What made your company decide that this was the right move?
Well, we really believe that as we celebrate our 30th anniversary, that this was a great link with Curling Canada because of the Brier was such a success for us last year that we thought it'd be great to continue and build on that success.
Nolan, from Curling Canada's perspective, title sponsor for the Brier and now the trials, what is the synergies that you see with Montana's that makes this work so well?
You know, for us, it's just a really engaged partner who's really excited about trying new things and understanding, how important these events are, and really just showcasing they're just such a big piece of Canadiana, and Montana's being, Canada's home for barbecue, I think is really, it just fits well.
So home for barbecue, ribs is obviously a part of that. You talked about ribs to riches. What does that mean and what does it lead to?
Well, this is the exciting part. Like I mentioned earlier, it's our 30th anniversary, so we have 30 weeks of prizes leading up to this, and then somebody gets to draw to the button for a chance to win $1 million. So we wish somebody great luck.
Nolan, you've been in World Finals, Brier Finals. There was some money involved in all of those. What would it be like drawing for $1 million?
I was better at sweeping than I was drawing, to be honest with you. I mean, hopefully Carter's watching at home. We swept a couple draws to the button that were really important. I don't know. I'd be pretty nervous sitting in the hack throwing that draw, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see it happen in Halifax.
Thanks very much. Such exciting news today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kathy.
Montana's Barbecue and Bar to be sponsor of the Canadian Curling Trials in Halifax. Before we get it underway, let's check the numbers after 5, Joe.
And as Matt Dunstone said, it's the most exciting 1-0 game you'll ever see. Only 1 point on the board in that third end. Team Dunstone with the angles going their way. Matt making a nice blast on his last, and Kui just couldn't quite make the thin double. There have been rocks in play every end. Some really impressive precision peels being made.
Numbers after 5 are brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. So 1-0. Matt Dunstone leads it as we welcome you back. On this opening evening, Montana's Brier, beautiful Prospera Place here in Kelowna. And you've got some rocks now. It's as if something was triggered. Let's go, boys. So you got a couple of corners. And shot rock for the moment belongs to Dunstone, and he draws in again.
Yeah, Kui's had hammer this entire game, and this is the first end he's finally put up a corner guard. Might have talked in the break and said, look, coming around that center isn't working for us. They have had opportunities to generate some points, but slight errors or Dunstone's team having that precision weight blast has been the story for not being able to generate any kind of points here.
Little less. You like that?
Yeah. I got a little late.
11. Yep, 11.
This is Tyler's intern. This could hook early.
11. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Straight. Straight. Straight.
Just
straight. Straight. Straight.
Okay.
Pretty good. Dangerous to hit that top red.
All the games now into the second half, and Reed Carruthers continues to lead BC and Cam DeYoung. Brad Gouju up by 4. Ty DeLello does pick up 1 in 5. And Northern Ontario, John Epping by a couple over James Grattan of New Brunswick.
Good weight. Clean. Shade down. Whoa. Clean. Good weight. Clean. Yeah. Yeah. Turn down. Whoa. Clean. Yeah.
Scare the guard here.
Girl. 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 Go on this. Girl. You gotta go. Just go. Hard.
Oh, that's just perfection. This team's one of the very best at just basically throwing back line, and the Brushers get it far enough to get the enemy rock out. They just barely crawl out of the rings. Gives EJ the chance to get maximum curl, and look what he did. It was kind of edge on edge, and he still rolled buried.
Yeah, I was scared you hit that anything high. It's going on to shot rock, and all of a sudden the three's back in play again, but they made that look easy.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
And he'll touch 2. Tyler Tardy.
All right.
Could throw that just the same though. Red's going to be hard to dig out.
Try and roll for center. I think so. Probably. Just a sliver low. Yeah.
Maddie's didn't do much here. So.
Wow. So think about this. You're running it back to kill the two Reds, and you want to roll the shooter over to cover your own.
Yeah, it'd be tough to do both.
Wow.
I think if you miss this on the center line side, the run back, you will roll towards the yellow.
Ryan Harden, here we go. Runs it by. Now, where's that going? And look at that. He'll cover half a stone.
Caught in between.
It's marvelous.
Lost their overhead.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Okay. High enough to chase it. What do you say? 12 or 11? 11. 11.
Fortunately, guarded the wrong half here, so if they can, Alberta can kill this yellow, they're going to roll towards Cooey's broom and have nice separation.
Yeah, I got a little 11 half. Yep. Whoa. Yep, yep. Whoa. 11 half.
Yeah, a little light.
Curl. Whoa. 11 half. 12. Curl.
Jeez, almost elbow each other.
Okay.
Very good.
Just to get to the stone. If you're wondering, because it is only 1-0. The lowest combined score in a Brier game is 3 points. Been done 4 times. The most recent, Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs, 3-0 over Manitoba, Jason Gunlickson. And do you know that you're part of that?
Yeah, 2-1 against PI. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was an extra end over Robert Campbell.
That's right, extra end. Yeah.
Clean.
It was a lot more believable back then when it was you hit everything in sight, but now it's
rock rule.
Yeah, it's rare.
Curl. I go. Keep going.
Ryan Harden sneaks it by. Oh my, gets it underneath.
Look at the weight pick. Like that went out of the rings by 2 feet. Just pristine. Like, last thing you want to do without hammers, leave a red one in there.
Yeah.
And they're not far off with the weight they're throwing. You hit that a little thinner. Great throw.
Had a long way to push that one to get it out of the rings.
True.
If you miss the curl, it might hang around back 12.
Just get open right to there. Yeah, push it back. Back 4. Okay.
This is probably the toughest dig we've seen. Look at the ice. He's almost 4 feet. Kirk knows he's got a bye. Then it goes to Tyler, and he'll try to carve that thing over.
7, 8. I got late. 7. Oh, mine's good. 6, 7. Mine's good. 6, 7.
Just freeze.
Yep, freezing. Oh, Carl.
We're just freezing.
No, straight.
Just freezing.
Straight.
Just freezing.
You got to go there.
6.
We're going to bounce this right on the nose.
And they did get right to the nose.
Okay.
Now, do you leave anything on that intern side?
Maybe. Yeah, the way there's not much curl. I think so, Vic, but it's they might not get the chance. Way light on that one.
Yeah. Into it too, we can put it in a not great spot.
No. He can still get this, right? Like, can he still hack and hold this? Probably.
I think with how good luck trying to kill that.
Yeah.
He can't make that. You don't think he can make this, eh?
Hard. Like, even whatever we just even roll into our.
It's just we gotta. But how far? We can't just bounce it to here, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we just rolling right beside it?
Like, we got to make sure we're almost aggressive. Like,
well,
if we stop it here.
We can't roll.
Right?
You don't want to roll to there. You don't want to roll to there. And you don't want to kick it over too far. So it's because there would be this type of double for Cooey. There'd be this type of double for Cooey. You can talk yourself out of this one.
A 10-5 and just roll into here and move it a millimeter.
But I don't think drawing somewhere makes sense.
No, and I think you have to roll here. You nose the red in the 12-foot, and then Cooey might be able to chase that rock top 4-foot and hang around and sit 2.
9-5, you're probably looking at almost like
half rock.
Half rock, yeah.
Half rock with 9-5. I can't see this doing much. Nope. You like that ice? Yeah, I think that's.
So these teams will be back on the ice tomorrow night here in Kelowna. This is the schedule for Matt Dunstone, Nunavut, not playing tonight. And then he's got BC, Epping, DeLello, Grattan. He'll close against Carruthers and Gouges. Keep in mind, top 3 advance out of the pool. And you remember what happened at the Scotties in Thunder Bay? We had the one unbeaten team, of course, Rachel Hohen, but 6-2. 5-3 got you nothing. It's a tough field, and the Nunavut boys are here and watching. They'll be on the ice tomorrow. Shane Latimer and the team out of Iqaluit.
Girl! Straight! Just sit.
Nice play.
Shot, Matt.
It's not bad. Hair thicker is perfect.
Her and the boys to kind of let all the way down. Thought it overcurled early.
Yeah, I don't even know that you need. Yeah, if you roll under a hair, it's okay. Just let's make him make something. Let's not bring that red one into play.
Like a
or
12?
else we're dead, right?
Yep.
12, right there.
Nose is bonanza. Yeah. He guards for his life. I don't even know what he guards though.
So looking ahead for Kevin Cooey, Northern Ontario, Manitoba, BC. And then he's got Gouges, closes against New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador. It is the tougher of the two pools, to be sure.
Like
very deep.
Yeah. I think that's sweeping ice.
So like
He's trying to nose this, I think, Joy.
Yep. I heard him say to Aaron, don't want to flirt with that red, though. Make sure you're making Matt make something here.
Yeah, veteran call there.
High
Not
11, clean.
understanding the angles.
High 11, 12, curl.
Yeah, last year was a disaster. The Hopes. An aberration. Tardy.
Tyler.
And we'll roll away. Okay, let's check in on Carruthers and DeYoung.
Well, 2 very precise hits by DeYoung. That's why it is 3. So for Reed, trying to catch it on the outside, make a thin double to score 1.
Been a busy time for Mr. Carruthers.
Clean.
Of course, as he comes off his coaching at the Scotties.
Straight. Hard.
1, and the shooter will spill. And there, so it's a steal of 1 for the skip from the Victoria Curling Club, Cam DeYoung.
I was just brushing there off and on, trying to get it just perfect and overcurled a smidgen. Almost full 2 there.
Wait. Easy. Whoa, off each. Whoa. Clean. Curl. Clean. Curl.
Rolling it back? No, they'll sit right there.
You just wanted to roll enough to out-count that red.
How was his first? He could hit and roll.
Kevin let him off the hook on his first one. He didn't get to the inside. Allowed Matt to play a wide
Well, here you
open
go. You got your draw.
His
first one, huh?
Yeah, and this won't be easy. It's a draw to the button path, but there's a sprinkling of frost out there.
Yeah.
It's
High
almost
14.
2 hours since pregame practice for these guys.
No slower, right?
What's that?
No.
Correct. Yeah.
And they're saying it's up to speed still. You can see that's a great view of it there. If Kevin took another foot of ice, he'd be into a bit of the frost out wide halfway down. But it looks like he's into a path that's been worn. So
hit and roll, no thought here, Joe?
You could, but with good sweepers that he has, he just needs a touch of the button.
And as you say, 2 hours
7.
since he threw that draw to the button
Yep.
to win the last draw.
6.
And it's a draw against 2.
Get a little tight. Hard line.
6.
losing line here.
Listen to him. the buzzing bees of Carrick, Martin, and wow. What did you say?
Weight was good.
About the draw weight and getting Cooey to draw.
Yeah. I think the weight was good.
I think it's 2. It is. Dunstone picks up a steal of 2. Beautiful spring light here in Kelowna on this last day of February. Hard to believe already. And we're here for this year's Montana's Brier. We want to welcome those participating in the Under 15 Rock Fest, a blend of training and competition. The event aims to provide young curlers with all the skills necessary to become well-rounded players. Welcome to the Montana's Brier, all of you participating in the Under 15 Rock Fest.
It's the future.
And this is how we see the game here, so you can see it at home on this first night from Prospera Place. I remember that we were supposed to be here in 21, but now we know what happened. So we went into the bubble in Calgary, but now we're here. Thrilled to be in Kelowna. 3-0. Dunstone, Manitoba leading. Alberta's Cooey, and once again, the skip from the Glencoe Club has Last Rock, has the hammer playing the Redstone.
Joanne, I think Kevin and team liked that rock out of his hand. It just the speed was actually good enough. It just curled.
Yeah, and there was no panic early on that. You heard a casual losing line call, but there was, I think it surprised him with how much it curled.
Yeah.
Didn't see a lot of draws on that side of the sheet. Just might have been a bit crispy on them.
Yeah.
Full 8. Line straight. Yep. Nothing higher than this.
Would it make you think twice about drawing, Russ, and playing the hit instead after that?
Yeah, I guess so. The hit was tough. You'd have to throw a rocket to get the right angle to kick it across thick. It's a shot Kevin's going to make. I pick on his draws, but it's only because he hits so well. But, I expected him to make that. And he actually did out of his hand, to be honest.
Any team that wants to win a championship like this, the skip has to be able to find the button, right? And this is how you learn. Unfortunately, it costs them a couple of points.
Back line.
Yep.
Manitoba choked off the corner guard here in this end in both directions. They've gone around both of Cooey's corners.
Hard! Let's do it hard! Hard.
Just to save it here.
Okay. You know what I think?
What's happening here, Epping against Grattan?
Well, James Grattan made a very nice angle tap on his first one, removed the shot stone belonging to Northern Ontario to lie those stones, and John Epping not able to make his final stone. He hit and rolled out, and so for James, he's trying to play a soft tap. If he's able to get to the nose and tap it and sit right there, 3 is in play.
Gotta go!
17th Brier for James Grattan, and settle down. He will not. So he'll get his deuce. Last year went 1 and 7 in Regina.
6. Max, maybe?
Weight's good.
Line's good.
6, 7, 6,
Yep.
7, 6. Weight's good.
Yep, line.
Weight's good.
Line.
Little bump.
I hear you.
Yeah, little bump.
Hard line. Hard line. I hear you guys.
Hard.
It seems like the speed is still decent, but just a few significant over curls happening. That could be due to the frost that looks like it's creeping in.
That's my guess for sure. You get freshly sanded rocks again. And they've been sandpapered before the event by Greg Owasco and team. Any little dusting of frost, the scratches on the rock can pick it up. And you're right, that's what it looks like. Especially to the wings, they get that little extra bite, that extra 4 or 5 inches of curl.
Yeah, it seemed a little gradual earlier in the game, but definitely not anymore. It's a surface where the sweeper just wants to have a broom on it, keep it from catching anything, and then it should still run nice.
Easy. Whoa.
I like what Dunstone's done here, Joanne, with the going choking off the corners.
Whoa.
Makes it so hard for Cooey to freeze to that yellow one that's buried.
No, we're still in it with a blank.
Kathy, Team Canada looking good out of the gate.
Well, they are. They're also playing a new skip, a rookie skip from Newfoundland and Labrador, who's taking risks and just still trying to figure out the ice.
Firm. 7.5. Curl.
They wanted the double there.
That was a little hard, eh? Very heavy. Clean. Girl. Clean. Girl.
Colton Lott,
Girl.
who moved into that third position
Clean.
with BJ Neufeld leaving the team, and then the addition of EJ Harnden.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Cooey tried the double on the previous shot, thinking they might
Little roll here.
double their way
Miss away
into a
from the
blank,
juice.
but I think it's too late for that now.
11.
11. Just gonna hear more.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
11.
Whoa. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
11.
Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yep. Whoa.
Great shot.
Very nice.
Hit a rock.
Beauty.
Matt Dunstone picking up a steal of 2 in that 6th, and it was this kind of shot that just put so much pressure on Kevin Cooey.
And the pressure was on Matt to begin with. He rolls 2 feet, it's bad. He rolls 3 feet, it's bad. He rolls 5 or 5.5 feet, it's really bad. He had to be in the forefoot with this hit and roll. Absolutely no mistake.
Cooey then eventually missed his draw to go up the steal of 2. The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires. Growing together.
Forced to play the run back now.
Skip Stone's here in 7. You got to listen now. Pay attention. Very nice. As the crowd erupts.
Sorry, Maddie.
Same speed as last time, eh?
Yeah. I think.
Was the crowd cheering for you?
Yes. Not a chance. They were cheering for a wonderful shot made by Cam DeYoung on his final. He made a run double to remove both of the redstones in the forefoot belonging to Reed Carruthers. And so that is why he lies 3. And for Reed, he needs full 4.
Yeah, those are in dangerous spots. He hasn't got much room here.
Same line. A little wider.
Almost 6 feet of ice Reed's taking
Little
here.
wider line.
Catlin Schneider, Connor Negovan, BJ Neufeld. Didn't take long to find work.
Ready to
Boy,
get it?
it's got a hook and stop. Hook and stop. And finally settles down, and that will be a steal of 1. BC.
That's 2 ends in a row now. They're fighting their way back.
Down 4-0 in that game.
Another draw. Goes deep. Cooey.
In fairness, they're trying to keep that alive to try to hide it. Stop. I think Matt can actually get at this with the intern.
Yeah, They probably were trying to play back there to make the run back harder, but they just didn't quite get enough curl.
Yeah. Just wondering what's easier, like weight-wise. We're going to get curl no matter what.
Yeah, so what I don't like more of a gas. What do you think?
11.5 was the first thought.
Yeah, what was your second thought?
Heel. I could probably see half.
What else you got?
Heel.
Yeah. Try to impress me this time.
Shade less.
Speaks to chemistry, though. I mean, EJ's new to the team. And he's got no problem voicing his opinion to his new skipper. That's great.
Move on us.
And I believe, I hate to say it, he's front ender, but he's right, because this, it's a little bit frosty here. You play the soft weight, the intern can take off, tick the guard. You don't have to hang around here. So throw the appropriate weight. And Matt just slides so pure to the broom. The up weight here makes this a lot easier choice.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Clean. Yep. Clean. Good. Just clean it.
Boy, Matt. Go, Matt.
So it'll be
I like that.
Cooey facing 4 with his last.
Nosing that or drawing? He's nosing. Okay.
Are you a little shaky in your slider getting ready for this one of your Cooey, Joe?
Yeah, no, Skip likes looking at 4 of the opposition stone in the rings. It sounds like they're just going to play a lightweight hit here.
10-5. Okay.
Yeah, especially with this much curl, you just...
Yeah, 10-5 was my guess on that ice.
10-5 like a control weight. If he throws like an 11-5, it rolls out low side. Like it's very, very weight sensitive, this particular ice.
But that's the tendency of Owasco's ice. He learned from people, and they all have that same. Yeah. It's there for you. You overthrow it, you'll pay the price. Tardy. Well done. Against 4.
10-3.
So Cooey on the board. Took 7 ends to do it. Dunstone will have last draw. First time in the game when we come. And we want to welcome those of you who have been watching TSN 3 and 4. Welcome to Kelowna and this first night of Montana's Brier. And our feature game, #1 ranked team in the country, Matt Dunstone, the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, against Alberta's champion from the Glencoe in Calgary, Kevin Cooey. And as we play here in the 8th, it is 3-1 Cooey. And Dunstone, for the very first time in the game, has the last rock, has the hammer, playing the yellow stones. It's, you would think, been very wide open, but we've seen some wonderful shot making. Dunstone with a steal of 1 in the 3rd, a steal of 2 in 6 when Cooey missed a draw, and now Cooey just made a wonderful hit and flip for a single against 4, and so that's how we sit. Now playing here in the 8th, Dunstone with last rock playing the yellow stone.
Yeah. Cooey has to wonder what he has to do. The team is 90%, and they're 2 down without hammer. And obviously comes to that one draw that Cooey actually threw well. They just didn't manage it quite as well as they could have curled. They got caught in the curl. That's the difference. But I would argue for draw 1 in any event, it's one of the best games I've ever seen.
Kathy, we talked outside. It's mild, very spring-like, but there's frost in here.
Well, there is, and I had the opportunity to listen in. I saw Greg Owasco walking down the ice between ends and go up to Brad Gushue and ask him about if they're finding the frost. And Brad said right now it's okay, but it's definitely creeping in on the outside. So this is a trademark of Greg Owasco. He always talks to the players and finds out what they're feeling. But it also is a testament to Brad Gushue saying it's definitely starting to rise now, but it's on the outsides. That means if it's happening on Bravo, it's for sure going to start happening on this sheet because it's closer to the crowd.
Okay, so you see the shiny bits in the middle and then the white on the outside. But the key here is the frost can be there, Joe, as long as it doesn't get above the pebble.
Yeah, exactly. The pebbles, the little droplets on the ice. Once the frost gets over top of that, that's when it becomes a problem. But you can see it right now, but it appears that it's not affecting too much at this point. I timed that draw to back button, and it was a 14-1, so that is a little bit slower than what it started. But again, 8th end, as the paths get worn in, you do expect to see a bit of slowdown.
You just threw it. Can even get low, I think.
Okay.
So leave him a slash double at all or no?
What a wonderful draw it was, though, to get it.
Maybe go around
Well, it's almost
again.
buried behind a rock top 8. That's pretty good if you ask me.
And an all or nothing one too. If you happen to, throw that a little deep, you're in big trouble.
Figure out.
Can I try it again?
Same
Try to
line.
get 2 in there.
Same
More
weight.
room.
Weight's good. Gotta go a little.
More room.
Okay, weight's good.
Weight only. Always current. Yeah, you gotta curl it. You gotta curl. Whoa, curl. Curl. Whoa. Curl.
Gotta be kidding me. Looked like a touch.
It did.
That just went sideways with the carve, and you'll see that too when the frost creeps in. Sometimes that directional brushing, the carve here is even more effective. It just gets the rock to move a little bit to the inside, catches some fresh pebble, fresh frost.
Boy, if we did, it
grinds
was
to a
just the
halt.
backside. Sorry, Joe.
It's okay.
Wow.
What a shot. What a beautiful curling shot.
I think it was less worried if we didn't touch it.
Yeah, just tick till it.
He thinks he did tick.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Curl.
EJ Harden.
Curl.
Here we go. Oh, and he'll won't get to the 2-shot stones. Opens up the center line.
The problem with the last one Tyler threw is how do you get it out?
Yeah.
It's frozen so solid in there. It's going to take 2 tries.
Yeah.
Spike line. I think it's like more than edge 12 though.
Probably get it out if you could throw an
so you
in-turn
can't leave
heater,
him
but you
that.
can't with that guard there.
Oh yeah, because we can't leave him that hole, or
No.
he just doubles him out. Yeah.
But there's no hole even if we're just not biting the line.
You think that's enough ice?
You could probably take it here. It's gonna get frostier though.
What's the word?
And they want to be high of the center line, so they do have to go a little bit wider.
Two.
This is similar to Kevin's draw path, where they gave up that steal in the 6th end. No shortage of curl for him.
Two.
This is going 2.
1/2. Keep going.
Got to keep it alive.
Hard, yes. Hard. High 2. Hard. Whoa. Perfect. Perfect line. Yeah. All right, beauty. Make that double.
If you could double peel these, then it's they got to be careful, Cooey, with that red double on the intern side for the right-handed curler.
Well, let's go talk about this.
What do you like? Want to call a timeout here?
I only see 2 choices: double peel or
Might
tap
be the
yellow
time to
red.
play this.
If we make this double peel, what's he do?
Yeah.
Like, then for sure we have room both sides no matter what, right?
Yeah.
That was my thinking.
Side.
If we make this double peel, we're going to have a shot on cold second no matter what. Like,
Yeah, you can't cover both
he
sides.
can't guard both sides anymore, right?
You can play the intern double on in, you can pop it on the
Yeah,
other
like
side.
he puts the guard in the same spot. We can play something like that. And
Yeah.
my first thought was make that.
Yeah, let's make that.
Third, thin half.
2 up with hammer
Don't
in
even
the,
hate if you can
all
maybe
critical
even get it
8th
going in
end.
there. Yeah.
If you could just
Make sure the double.
score even,
Thin half.
you're got an awfully good chance the way these guys hit. The best way to score is to clear these guards.
How did this run for you?
I like what they're doing here, Joe, because the tap was there, but you still leave Cooey shot. The 2 guards are out there. Now this has to be made, though.
Yep. Gotta go. Good.
Colton Lott, EJ Harden, and we'll get him.
Just a smart play. Open it up. Make sure you've got a chance to score.
Really is. Now the red double actually goes on the right side. There's obviously the yellow rays.
What I'm worried he does is he doesn't, like I don't think he throws this hard, right? He just goes like that, kills this, and then these
we're guarding for our life.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to score this end.
Yeah. Probably a guard, and if he plays this, okay. You with it? Okay.
You just heard Cooey. He's a master. You're going to see Manitoba just throw soft weight, yellow, kick that one red out of the way, and then they've got Cooey both ways. They have a double tap here, and they have a hit on this side. There's no rock big enough to guard both. So
No, you heard the conversation, though. Down 2 without hammer. Aaron said we need to score here. So, I mean, they could play a little hit and flop on the yellow at the top of the forefoot, but then that's looking like a score for Dunstone, or even maybe a blank, which they're running out of time. So I think they have to guard.
Yeah, blank would not be good.
3.
Yeah, they got a nice opportunity here. It's still going to take 2 tries unless they leave the intern open.
3.
Oh, got to stop.
Good shot. It's good. Yeah.
I think we're still just trying to drill it hard.
A little over curl?
Slightly, yep. I think they wanted to make sure that they guarded that red double first. That was on the right-hand side, but they would have liked that rock to be a few inches to the left. Try to block this blast.
Pretty much where I hit the last
Now they are going to blast it. Kevin expected them to throw soft weight and leave the 2 yellow in play. Not sure Colton can do that with the 7-second hit here.
Hard! Hard! Gotta go! Hard!
Colton Lott. Bang.
Good throw. That was his method. His madness is to throw it that hard and never worry about the shooter, but kick the dangerous stone out in the open. Really, really good throw.
I agree. It's kind of
Boy, this BC skip, Cam DeYoung from Victoria, has come back and is sitting, it appears, one.
It is, and for Cam, he missed 1 shot, and that was where he gave up a steal of 3. He was light on a draw, but has dialed it in ever since. That yellow stone that is shot was his final stone, going around a stone that Reed had thrown on his first. No way to get it. It caught the frost and spun under, and so this is a force, needs full 4.
The BC champions from the Victoria Curling Club, 3rd straight year. The BC champion has come from Victoria.
Curl. Hard con. You're good.
And you're good, indeed, for the single.
That doesn't touch. Where am I?
I think you need at least what you gave us on this one.
I'm trying to throw 3 more feet than my draw for 1 that racked you.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this weight is perfect. Where you?
I know. I'm just going off this one. So
Okay. Yeah.
Looks like
It's
so much ice.
That looks like a lot to me.
I think you need.
Aaron, give me edge of 8.
So remembering
I
back
just think that one did something
to
quite
the
less.
6th as we play an 8.
No, but it's getting
Remember
really.
now, Cooey
Yeah,
with
I know.
his draw
Okay.
crashed, and that
Hard to
resulted
do.
in the steal of 2 for Dunstone.
So your weight, you just want to move it like back 4.
Yeah.
So,
He's playing tap weight on this one, so the ice was almost in the middle of the 12-foot here. He tightened that up significantly from the hack. Assuming that the top weight, a little heavier, will run a little straighter.
Clean.
He's got to nail the weight here, though. He's not going to even be close.
Yep. 8, 9.
Yep.
Whoa. 9.
Clean.
Curl. 9. 9.
Whoa!
Straight. Yep. Shot.
Just perfection.
He can never sit 2 on us then, right? Make this, he can never sit 2 on us.
Yeah, I think that's.
And he's got to move it.
Like, are we
We're
trying
going
to
to
get
be
it?
top button. I think we want to be like right here.
Get it there. Then it jams it. It'll still be open too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we're just trying to roll this to there. Dead buried with that.
You think 10-5?
Sure, if you're into that. Yeah, it's probably easy to call line for it.
Well, what else were you thinking?
10-5's fine to make that. You like that broom? That max?
We're throwing a control weight at this at 10-5 from hog to hog. I would assume earlier in the game they might have thrown less. It's kind of that really controlled hack weight that the brushers can manipulate, but just because of the conditions, a little bit more frost, easier to call line for a little more weight. It runs a bit straighter.
Smart.
Yeah, the draw weight, particularly that one in 6.
You like that
Cost him
10-5?
the steal of 2. So Dunstone out curling Kevin Cooey. Player numbers brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Go down. Clean. Yep. Clean. Yep. Yep. Go. Yep.
Hard.
Gotta go.
Hard. Really gotta go.
Really gotta go.
Really gotta go.
Ryan
Really
Hardy.
hard.
Really gotta
Sneak
go.
it. And they will not.
Wow, wow, wow.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Yeah, it's... Timeout.
Timeout been called. Each team given 160. Second timeout.
I don't think we need to live 3.
And while we wait, let's check in on Epping and Grattan.
And they have traded this stone back and forth. James Grattan facing 2, John removing it, and it didn't roll completely under on James Grattan's final stone, so it's an open chance for 2 with the nose hit.
Clean. No chance.
It's a good call on the weight.
He flashes it, it's a 4-banger.
And it's 2 for Epping.
The other thing I thought was maybe just tap out a rock. No.
Then he's at least got
He's got a
safe
roll.
shot
Yeah.
first.
You got
And if
nothing
put it
over
it's
here.
easy.
Yeah.
And then you're
No,
gonna
yeah.
take this away.
I like
Yeah.
this. Let's put it here.
Top 8 right in front of that one.
You like that same, huh?
Where's your depth? That's right. That's perfect. Right there. Okay, half guard that.
Is it? Yeah, that's probably triple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're better off to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Like,
Yeah.
Top
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. Just want to make sure all on the same page here. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, throw it clean.
Absolutely
Like
the way to go here. You don't have to sit 3. You're 4. I guess you could sit 4, but that doesn't
Fighting the line
make Dunstone shot very hard. You have to make a miss here.
Splitting 8 foot.
What a just a huge miss from Dunstone there. That came out of nowhere.
Hard to believe.
This rock is top 8 or even half in the 8 in front of shot rock. I don't think Dunstone can score.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, where was that? Like back 12?
So guard the inside edge of the
Yeah,
shot
splitting
rock
back,
here.
back 12.
Depth's important, but it's not the be all end all. You can be top 12, full 8, somewhere in that area. Get the line right.
Line 5. 4, 5. Line's good.
Line's great.
4, 5.
Yeah, might be 8.
It
Line's
looks
great.
a little light. Yep. 4. 4, 5.
Take a look.
Cooey's last here in 8.
Curl. Curl it. Easy.
Weight's
Curl
good.
it.
Tardy.
Gotta go.
Curl. Hard, Tyler. Hard.
Yep.
Keep going. Hard. Whoa.
That's good.
Beauty. That's perfect. Shot.
That's absolutely perfect. How do you get in there?
That's a
You
perfect,
don't.
perfect spot.
You really don't. You can't chase shot rock. I think you probably have to. Here, Joe.
Yep.
Feel like we've been. Making me throw an out turn?
Remember what Zlaczynski said? We need to score here. And it looks like they just may.
What's that? I don't think you're touching it. You don't think it ever can? Okay.
You can't take on the
Let's see
thin
what
double
it
here.
turns.
You'd be so close to the rock that Kevin just threw. And then it's a steal of 2.
Yeah, as frustrating as it would be for Team Manitoba, giving up 1 here. They're still up 1, playing 9 with the hammer. It's good, still a good position on the scoreboard. So take your medicine here if you're Team Dunstone.
Final stone. Dunstone facing 3. And he goes across the top. It'll be a steal of 1. Was he that close to making that?
No, close to hitting the guard.
Okay. Cooey with a single to get within 1. And Kathy, we have a final here as Team Canada's a winner.
Well, for Ty DeLello, it was his first outing as a rookie skip, but for the Gushue team, looking very crisp.
And for Gushue, that snaps a 5-game losing streak dating back to their most recent tour events. Opening night here in Kelowna and the Montana's Brier. All the games are teams in Pool A. The only team not on the ice is Shane Latimer and the team from McCallum. Nunavut. They'll play tomorrow. Feature game. Manitoba's Dunstone leads at 3-2 over Alberta's Cooey, and Dunstone from the Port Rouge and Winnipeg with Last Rock has the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
But I liked it,
I liked it.
I just think
This is the beauty of the 10-end game, in my opinion. It favors the team that's trailing because with the 5-rock rule, if you can sink a few draws, get one mistake out of your opponent and you're right back in this thing.
Those 2 come-arounds by Team Cooey last end, buried around rocks in the 4-foot. One of them frozen buried.
That was going to bump it, a rock.
Really well played end.
Are you peeling? Peeling what? The high guard?
Yeah, normally Matt would take a crack at a peel here.
if you do, right? We single peel. He's just open that up for him.
Okay, what do you guys like? I like the hit and roll.
You like straight peel?
You could play the other peel, the middle red, onto the one in the rings with the out turn.
11-5.
Should move a little bit, eh?
Still have work to do for Team Cooey. I think that's Matt's thought process here. If they can score 2 this end, it's probably good enough to win the game. So play the easier shot, the nose hit, and make Team Alberta go to work. Still could come back to bite them, leaving those rocks in the middle, though.
Gotta go. You're never off. You're never off. Really gotta go. Really gotta
Colton
go.
Lott.
Sit.
And we'll roll it to the center. So they've got their shot stone covered.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But are there runbacks there?
Not really. It's
They wanted to hit that on the nose, not roll to the inside. If they hit that on the nose, then it's an easy raisable rock. If Alberta makes a come around, there's a great chance here for Tyler to sink one.
if he can hit the pin somehow, but he did it last end.
Twice.
7. Life's good.
You see how white it's getting out wide here. You got to be careful.
7. Yep. Curl if anything now. Just get it here. Line's great. Let's stop. Curl.
Great throw. This Cooey team's one down without, but they are
just clean.
miles better than the way they looked at last Brier. Really solid effort here.
Don't mind it. That? I don't mind them. You guys like that? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You guys like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably need like back here. It's game over.
Back line
Back
issue.
line. Yeah, love it. Stay low.
Boy, that difficult play here. We know much curl. This is probably the swingy spot, the out turn going down.
Yep. 10. Yep.
But it's over curled
10.
here. They have to
Hard.
graze the guard.
10. Yep. Hard. 9. Hard.
Aaron Sluchinski.
9, 10. Hard. 9. Hard. 9. Hard. 9. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Good sleep.
That's just unbelievable. They could get to the inside that far.
Yeah.
Not as heavy as he wanted, but it's in a really usable spot.
No,
Almost snuck it through that hole.
Yeah, that side is definitely slowing down. I had a 13-3 on that, and when it hit, everything was just dead. Listen to Karrick work here.
The Bees have been released.
Keep going, keep going.
It was probably T-line. Yeah, you want to force somebody to a wide draw or something here. You get the chance.
I know.
Whoa, please. Yep. Yes. Hard. Whoa. Yes.
One more time. Here we go. Bang, bang. Oh, and loosens everything up.
That might be a game winner. Just it opens that whole side up. The red's open. A lot of yellow in the rings.
Just so much precision here from Team Manitoba. The whole game.
Yes.
Hasn't been a lot of adjusting to the ice. They got a read almost instantly.
Well, if you get it here, like this goes here. Okay. What else you thinking? Hit and roll.
That's harder.
Pretty good. I'm sold on either. You just
say the guess on this side is the draw weight. Seeing how Aaron's tap really came down. What's the speed here to the middle?
Yep. Gotta go. Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
This is no gimme either.
Hard. Hard.
Is this? He's under. Yeah, it's. I think. I didn't get time, but I think it's getting like 8 feet, 10 feet heavy.
So yeah, probably a decent throw out of the hand, but a little bit light.
Yeah.
And then it just catches that bit extra curl.
Yeah, both the shots are harder now. The draw the 8-foot or draw the 4-foot buried's tough, and then we just witnessed how tough that is. They never yelled narrow either. It was just gobbled up by the frost.
Yep. Whoa. Down. Whoa. Easy. Whoa. Good weight. Clean. Curl.
Do not roll buried here.
Easy. Curl. Curl. Gotta go.
BJ Harmon.
Gotta go. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it. Good shot.
Right on the nose. Let's check in on Carruthers, Manitoba, and BC.
Well, some trouble for De Jong again. Was facing 4 on his first. Tried a double, just got one and rolled out. And so Reed protected the stone that is shot in the 4-foot. So this is a tap on the shot stone.
Hard. Yes. Yes. Play this 2 feet slower. Curl.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Mentioned that 3 straight winners of BC have come out of the Victoria Curling Club. In 23, it was Jacques Gauthier. And then in 24, Caitlin Schneider. And now it is Cam De Jong.
Impressive shot there, Kathy. Like our sheet, it's starting to slow down. He had just enough speed to make that.
Just perfect. He's made some wonderful shots.
He's got the crowd behind him, too. That's
Sure
so
does.
cool.
8-9.
It has to sit.
Fight. Hard cold. Pretty good. It's all right.
I was mentioning just a guess on speed in that line. I had 13-1 from hog to hog, so just a little bit too much of a overthrow. If you're a little bit light and it catches the curl early, then it's just going to halt. Really close try.
You gotta be careful because he's got off this too, right?
What's that?
Like if you're ever like here, and then he makes that.
But then we draw for 1.
Yeah.
What's he
play if you peel the guard?
What's that?
What's he play if you peel?
He goes here again, or he makes this intern freeze.
Yeah, he's not making that.
I don't think the intern freezes there, but he's gonna play this, and then
we'll have this.
You like that?
Not into that, Pete, or?
Honestly, I don't love it. Just
you ever play that? Try and run that into here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in for that. Okay.
I don't love the draw.
Okay. I like intern low here, Colt.
Do you? Not really. Well,
it's 2/3 low. Yeah.
Really good call, in my opinion, because of the score the way it is.
Yeah, I'm into
if you ever get lucky and do that,
Question is, do we want to hit this? Because then he has a nose double to force us.
You like it, Joe?
I do. I think just given the questions on draw speed, I mean, if you had to, you puzzle it out, you make your guess, but they don't have to right now. I think you open it up and force Cooey to make a good one, and they should still have a short run.
And what did we say at the Scotties? The scoreboard will often dictate your shot.
Oh, no question.
Would you ever play a tap on a yellow?
Yes, you could. You really could. But Cooey, that's what Cooey's looking for. He's looking for an out. He's looking for some shrapnel out front. And this opens up the front, and Matt can throw speed at his next one no matter where Cooey puts it.
Yes! Hard!
What's the combination?
Okay.
And he'll run it by.
There. Hang on. You like that, Cole?
I'm going in here, and it's for the game. Huh? Like,
This is guarding this.
Yeah. I don't if like roll, that pole's pretty big. Oh, that does not look easy. Like, none of those rocks are in play to make this shot. No, you just got to throw weight, and then you're leaving them a double.
You got to get by the center line one tight. You got to be faster.
Yeah. Like, whatever you like. I don't know. Okay.
Lots of red and one lonely New Brunswick stone.
Well, that lonely New Brunswick stone was the shot stone before Epping threw. That's Epping's stone that is shot. He played the tap back. It has been all John Epping this game, but James Gratton's made some wonderful ones. He's trying to play the pick and chip that stone out.
Don't be wide.
That's exactly what he said to his players. Okay. If I miss this wide.
James Gratton. Here we go. Got this. Oh, goodness. He does.
Great shot.
Great shot. James Gratton.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Clean.
But Northern Ontario will have the hammer coming home and the lead. Final stone, Kevin Cooey.
Boy, that was a much harder shot than it looked on television. Down the middle, bit of frost. He had a negative port there, and he actually made it a little too good. I assumed he'd roll to the red, and the reds would be grouped. But now it just left enough that with peel weight, if you can get it onto there, it's for three. I didn't see him under curling like that, or over curling and not rolling far enough.
Yeah, I thought that would roll.
Yeah.
Behind the yellows all day.
Yeah, or we sweep that and roll.
Yeah, they sweep a little more. They bury it, and then it's a raised double, which is harder.
It's the easiest spot.
Yeah.
Just a big enough window to get by that right hand yellow.
Will this be for the win in this opening draw of this year's Montana's Brier? Coming through. Here we go. You're at the win. Bang, bang, and away they go. And Dunstone will pop a three. And that will be it. As Dunstone opens with a win over Kevin Cooey. Make the final 6-2. Dunstone, the runner-up 2 years ago, is a winner on this Friday night. Tyler Tardy, the former Canadian junior champion, twice over, signing autographs for those here, the under 15 Rockfest. Ended up being a loss for Kevin Cooey. The difference, you see it right there. That's the sixth. I mean, he hadn't played a draw, then came up light. And then Dunstone with a really nice double. And the difference, not much in key comparisons, but that draw weight just failed Kevin Cooey tonight. 6-2 is your final. The game story is brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. So let's go from one side of Prospera Place to the other. We'll go from Sheet D to Sheet A and drop in on the game between the Manitoba champions out of the Grandin Winnipeg, Reed Carruthers, against British Columbia from the Victoria Curling Club, Cam de Jong. We're playing in 10 of a 5-5 tie, 5-5 tie, Kathy, and Carruthers does have last draw.
Okay. Yeah, that's the weight.
Yeah. Just listen to the weight call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This game really came down to the third end. Otherwise, the momentum has been BC in this game. And that third end, it was a draw and it was short by Cam de Jong, but he has made some wonderful shots. Pressure has been all on Carruthers in this second half.
BC's out curling Manitoba by 6%.
Yeah.
Just hard to do when you're down 4-0.
That guard, the final stone, that's that big three that leaps out at you. That has been the difference.
Tricky little chase here. I like the, you know, we haven't watched the sheet, but you'd think Reed's in turn would curl a hair more than his out turn, so it should be a hair easier this way.
That's almost dead buried.
It is.
Expect to see some curl past the guard, but you have to throw it pretty hard to get it out of the 8-foot.
Whoa, close. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean. Whoa, curl. Curl. Clean. Straight. Straight. Red. Red. Straight. Red.
Wow, great shot.
Just perfect speed control. Reed's one of the best at that, and he wanted to roll that red wide open for obvious reasons. It's usable now.
Landed that hook in there.
Yeah. Probably 13 and a half is what I'm thinking. I mean,
Yeah, if that doesn't flop open, it's just a guard.
Yeah,
for Cam to work with.
Like 13-6 and then 13-6 again, and it went deeper after the sweep. And they did sweep that first one a little bit. Still. So even like a 13-3 is probably not too close.
I think like a 13 and a half with a good sweep, probably. Yeah. Even 13-2 is probably not far off. Yeah.
Slowed down a lot.
I think you can be nice and aggressive here to kind of hold the weight and the speed.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the right ice. Yeah, I do too. Like we can really get it walking in there at the end. Yeah, because Corey's curled early, so I'll just make sure I'm right to it. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Alex Horvath, the third for BC, really is a key part of this team. He played front end in the couple of previous experiences, but he is an ice maker. I've been listening to the dialogue. He is talking Cam through a lot of shots. You heard him talking about the weight. He's just got that extra oomph that is really helping this BC team.
Yeah, in fact, de Jong says that he is in effect the de facto leader, as it were, of this team. And yeah, he had he played with Jacques Gauthier in 23 and Catlin Schneider last year, and you're right, he is an ice maker at Victoria and Esquimalt. He knows it inside out. Final stone, Cam de Jong.
Look at those numbers. Rookie skip.
Yeah, very common that decision in there. They're really zeroed in on the fact it slowed down a lot.
They were down 4-0 after a 3. Oh, you gotta go, guys. Gotta go, fellas. Keep it going. Oh, and they will not. And that will be the game. The gloves are coming off. And Carruthers will pick up the single here in 10 to win 6-5. We mentioned 5 rookie skips, of which Cam de Jong is one of them. So one game remains on the ice. Northern Ontario against New Brunswick. They play 10. Timeout has just been called.
And this game really has been a tale of Northern Ontario with a lot of granite in play every end. That's actually worked against them a number of times. And it has been some really key shots by James Grattan to keep his team in.
Stay here for it. This might be a good, if he makes it, this might be a good time.
Interesting play here. I thought they'd peel the center guard. They're going to play softer weight here and go for the Grat Rock in the rings.
Dan, so Tanner Horgan is on the brush.
Hard! Stay on it! Get out of there.
And enough to spill it.
How good is that?
What a shot.
That or that? Either one. Yeah.
Still not out of the woods, but wonderful shot.
Yeah.
If you could ever get back button here buried. But this is the shot that's increasingly tougher as this night's gone along. We just watched it with BC.
Touch it off your guard.
They tried to throw about 7-8 feet more than earlier in the game. It was still light.
Yeah, I heard them say their hog to hog was a 14 though, so I think if he had thrown that 13-2 they were talking about, it would have been perfect. It's just sometimes hard to throw it that hard.
Line's good.
I think weight's close.
Weight's good. T. Always straight.
Joe
Weight's
Kratz.
there. T. Right here. You're past. Yep. Line's good. You're back 4.
Makes his home in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Was a Canadian junior champion with Owen Purcell, who is skipping the Nova Scotia champions here.
Rip.
That one didn't get caught in the frost as much as they guessed.
Curl. Clean. Good.
Timeout call.
Well, this is a little too
New
far.
Brunswick.
Or else I could be over free. If I freeze, he's still shot. Or if he just taps it into it, he's still shot.
Go back there again. It kind of closes down our double space, doesn't it? So I was thinking just hit and roll and sit 2, 3, 4 now. Yeah, like I'm saying, you maybe roll and block that double, right? This one.
Do we make the double now?
I don't think you need to.
No.
Do you even have to make the double?
No, I think we just roll off. If we're playing that, we just roll that way.
Yeah, and you just guard this guy, right?
Try
to make him face 3 on somehow in his last one. Yeah.
It's pretty hard to. If this was like 2 inches out, I could.
It's no piece of cake to me.
I don't mind opening it up now. Like we're letting them hit against 3. Maybe would be the nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that guy.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat that guy. So if we play this, what's he doing? Probably running the double and roll. He's probably running the double and roll and trying to roll in front of this guy again.
He might freeze in here, maybe. I don't know. Depends how far we roll.
We're probably doing this. Trying to eliminate the double by going here to play this double.
Just roll.
probably.
Just open it up.
Do you remember Dean working with you?
Absolutely, yeah. No, for
Where do you want
sure.
to roll to,
Dean's,
James?
just about every year James is gone since then.
We just
Dean's
trying to
been
guard the double is all we're
the
doing.
coach.
Right. So. I like that ice with solid control here. Okay.
The other nice thing for Jimmy, the now senior,
yes,
is he's got Drew, his son, on the bench too. It's pretty cool.
And there's another young man who's an ice maker.
Solid
He's an ice maker at the gauge.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Drew. I like the call. You know, James is a veteran, and he's realizing the ice conditions. He's realizing what the situation. He's going to make it easy on himself by opening this up.
Higher, Joel! Whoa! Good shot.
Oh. Perfect.
I just decided that, like, we had it anyway. Yeah.
Which one?
They play it low. Like, wow.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah.
Jeez, that grabbed whoever. The hog line there, I think.
Yeah.
John's trying to run this center line. guard onto the yellow on the side, the right-hand side of the 8-foot.
Love to make it, because then he's hitting a drawing and gets 2. He could always play the safe one.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Whoa.
So he's brought his numbers up. At one point, John was 46%.
Yeah, he had a horrible start to this game.
Yeah.
Not out of the woods yet.
Oh, that's not ideal. Jammed it, and then it rolled a little closer to the 4-foot still.
I know, yeah, I'll take a little more here, actually.
You heard Grattan say, let's try to get him to look at 3, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Just nibble 4 would be great. Full 8. So I'm giving you a couple feet more?
Similar. It's kind of held up.
Okay.
Just can't be deep in the situation.
Yeah, this is the line they threw to that back 8-foot, and it ran nice
Yeah.
for them. So
It slid well, didn't it?
Yeah.
looking for full 8, bite the 4.
Line's good. Just bite the 4. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, then.
Just got to slow down.
Curl. Curl.
And taking it back now as it does slip back 4.
Interesting. John's going to play the draw.
Sorry, it's just slid.
You surprised, Joe?
Yeah, I am. I
You
thought
haven't
he would
seen
just
it
play
change.
a
It's fast here.
control weight hit.
Yeah, like it's what I was throwing those interns. Okay.
But yeah, to John's point, he's seen 2 run nice now for Team New Brunswick. So with his sweepers, you love to look at the button on your last here.
Facing 3.
Line's good. I thought really close.
Final stone, John Epping.
Line's
His team
good.
from the Northern Credit Union Curling Club in Sudbury. Tanner Horgan right. McMillan.
Still Ian for T.
Ian
Easy.
left.
Just
Here
put
we
on the
go.
tee.
He's swiping for the tee. Oh my. Did you overbrush this? And it looks like they did.
Wow.
One it is. On this opening night, Northern Ontario, New Brunswick are going to go one more.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada.
Keeping our eye on things here on this opening night. Montana's Brier from Kelowna and Prospera Place. Opened back in 1999, so celebrating a 25th anniversary.
Put 'em down if you can.
When we leave here, the Beach Boys, they're no longer boys anymore, but singing about, I wish they all could be Canadian curlers. The Beach Boys are coming. Kelowna, part of their Western tour.
Good. Hold on.
So here we go to the extra end of a 6-6 tie. And once again, Northern Ontario. John Epping has last rock playing the Red Stones.
Yeah, just a shame on his last rock there. That spot in the ice ran nice. At a 14-4. The sweepers were kind of just heavy cleaning. No real panic on it being heavy, and slid just that 1 inch too far.
But he could have hit, Russ.
Yeah, he could have. He could have, but it's hitting against 3, so you roll out, you lose. It was dealer's choice there for sure. And I think Joanne's right, though. Just 3 in a row down that same spot fooled everybody.
No, line's perfect. Doesn't need anything.
They could have even carved it over to get tick shot rock.
If it's heavy, you got to curl.
Yeah, if the sweepers had thought it was back 4, they probably would have made that call.
Nice shot.
We saw to start the end. The New Brunswick center line guard was not touching the center line, so a beautiful tick was made by Ian McMillan.
Whoa, clean. Yep. Good.
Good setup for New Brunswick here. They've got that red just behind the button. They've got their yellow in a usable spot.
Lines are hair tight. Yeah, real tight. Real tight line. It's overbending.
Yeah, they're losing.
Always Joel.
You want to keep it on this side of the center line. That's not going to happen.
Stop. Okay. You ever just rip this low? You like that?
Yeah.
Peel.
Ideally, I think if you could get both.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that, though.
No.
I don't love leaving that rock back 4 if I'm John Epping.
I'm with you.
Yep.
A little hard.
Yep. Whoa. Good.
Even in the fourth. Make a good one there. I think we only want to be top 8. Top 8, yeah.
Just wrap it around the guard?
Yeah, you need to use the guard to create an error, and then you've got a better guard. Just gets top 12, even if you're short.
I want to line this up, make the double peel as difficult as possible. You don't just want to guard the red one back 4, because then there will be an angle and you'll see Team Epping try to clear everything, and the end would be over.
No. Line's good.
Top 12, top 8.
Yeah, go then.
Joel is the curling coach at St. Mary's University.
Curl and go. Hard. Come on, buddy. Whoa, Paul.
Yeah, good shot, Joel.
Really good spot.
Yep. Hard.
Good.
Yep.
Jacob Horgan. Of course, they have a famous sister. And Tracy Fleury. Congratulations again to Team Holman on their win in Thunder Bay.
Sweet.
It's good. Curl. Curl. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, I know. Curl and go. Curl and go. Hard. Yeah, good sweep. Good sweep. Shot, Joel. Wow.
You're not teased, huh? To go after that, Joe?
No, especially because if you chase it, you flirt with jamming it on the red that's in the back of the forefoot.
Yep.
Whoa. Good.
Interesting situation here. James going to throw another guard, keep them busy, but then on his last one, what's he do? If he freezes, it leaves Epping a bit of backing, albeit the button.
Same guard again?
Or do you go right in front of it like a top button? And it's hard for Epping to get out there without killing his own.
Got edge on edge, right? Center line. Yeah. That's your ice there.
And you wonder if New Brunswick goes center line, does Northern Ontario ever just come around to top 4?
I think it depends on the line on this one. If this is lined up with the yellow, he might do that. If it's lined up on the center line, I don't think he will.
Do you go to school on the first one if you're Northern Ontario?
Exactly. Try to get in there first and win it on skips first instead of the last.
No, you're good. Sit.
That's not where you wanted that one.
Wow, that ever slide.
I'm surprised a little bit late this game of things running a little faster than expected. It seems like you hit a path a few times and it does get better.
What is it about?
Even late game.
Half's pretty good.
Yeah, your eyes can fool you, can't you? You see that frost creeping in from the sides and you see one die early and then you go, wait a minute, it's just getting slower and slower and slower. But if it's a spot they've used, there's no frost on top of the pebble.
Yeah, and they swept the last couple of guards end to end, so probably keened it up a bit. But 11th end, that's nice speed there.
Is it ever?
Great chance here for John Epping. Make this double.
They played a lot this year. They played 83 games coming in, this Northern Ontario team. Oh, he got it. And we'll spill it.
Very nice. One and done, yeah. Both yellows out of there. If it stays, James freezes, you can't play the pick. You might take your own out. Getting it out of there makes it a little bit easier for John on his last one. Now, is it straight? Is it straight freeze, or do you keep it a little bit of separation so you're in front of the tee line?
A couple feet more, maybe, eh?
Straight freeze is pretty good. Going to go pretty wide. I'm not sure if there's any frost out this far. It looks like there is.
Line's close.
Final stone, James Grattan.
Line's fine right now.
Shot rock belongs to Northern Ontario. Center line, back 4.
Straight. Curl. Straight.
Danny McCann. And down to it.
Hey, good shot.
That slid for him too.
Yeah, you got it.
Kathy, you know, we always talk or often talk about James Grattan and the teams from down east in particular. And him taking time to get used to the ice. He seems to have been dialed in on this first game.
No question. I feel like the 3 in front of him had some moments of soft releases that hurt them, but James himself made a lot of big shots.
For the win. And away it goes. And Northern Ontario and Epping go the extra, pick up the single.
Have a good week, guys.
And they will win it here on this opening night. 7-6 is your final to complete play. Draw 1 of the Montana's Brier. Make a note, tomorrow 4:30 Eastern Time, Felix Asselin and Quebec against one of the young teams. First timer here, Sam Moybrook, in his first appearance representing Ontario at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're nicely underway here in Beautiful Kelowna. Kevin Cooey dropped his opener to Matt Dunstone. Yeah, they did tonight. Dunstone rocks on this opening night of the Montana's Brier. And all of it here on Canada's sports leader, TSN. Sports Center is coming up